Welcome into AZ Audibles on Sports 360 AZ. Jordan Ham, Eric Sorensen, Jared Cohen. We bring news, notes, tidbits from around the Arizona high school football scene. It's almost the playoffs. We're up to week 9, but before, let's look back at what we saw last week, guys.
I'm going to give a little love, Jared, to Tucson. Ironwood Ridge, they made the trek up I-10, and they came back. They beat Marcos Deniza. Daniel Peabody, one of their linebackers, he also plays running back, junior, about 6'2", 210 pounds. He caught a long touchdown pass. He had a bunch of tackles, chasing guys all over the field, and he sealed the victory in the closing moments, picking off Naz Greer. This guy is leading the team in receiving yards and touchdowns, and he has a chance to get double-digit sacks. Pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Jordan, how about you?
I was at Chaparral and Liberty, and there were a couple of wide receivers that really jumped out to me. Ricky Tuita of Liberty. He had 2 touchdowns, also a great diving catch. Really looked good against Chaparral. And then Gianni Tomasi. This is a guy last year for the Firebirds, a leading receiver as a sophomore. And one thing to look out for him, he's coming up with Grayson Berry. He's the quarterback. It's his second year on varsity as well. And so when it's all said and done, they're going to have 3 years at the varsity level together. And we've seen some tandems the past couple of years that have been pretty good, like that Kyle Allen and Mark Andrews over at Desert Mountain. And over at PV, you have Daniel Bridgegad, Jacob Brown. Obviously, some progression has to happen with those two to kind of get to that level, but something to look out for the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good note. I'm going to look at Mingus. Cottonwood Mingus saw their win last week against McClintock. And Mingus over the years has had some guys that they've shoved out to the next level. They've had a great program over the years under head coach Bob Young, and they have a star in the making. This kid, sophomore Cole Phelps, saw him running the ball a little bit at running back, had 2 touchdowns in the second half. Looks like a football player, but where he's made a name for himself is at linebacker. He has 90 total tackles. It's more than 10 from second place on the team in tackles at 11 per game. You know, sometimes when you watch these games, you could just see the kids that stand out who have next level ability. And as just a sophomore, and thinking about the fact that this kid was just a sophomore, Cole Phelps is someone I have on my radar for the next few years. Let's look ahead. Week 9, Eric, where are you headed this weekend?
Huge Thursday night matchup out in the East Valley. You've got unbeaten Skyline hosting 7-1 Williams Field. The player I'm going to keep an eye on is junior quarterback TJ Duarte for the Coyotes. This guy has taken great care of the ball, 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Big reason why Skyline's unbeaten so far.
Yeah, no mention. Plus, they have one of the best running backs in the state to go with him. Jordan, how about you?
I'm going to be at Sunrise Mountain and Kellis. Chase Cord, the quarterback. This junior class of quarterbacks is just so good. You have Ryan Kelly, Naz Greer from Marcos Deniza, and now Cord. Over his career, he has 109 total touchdowns so far as a junior, 81 passing, 21 rushes, only 13 interceptions, so he's a guy I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, so under the radar. He just got his first college offer from Arizona Christian just a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be a little bit all over the place, going to a couple games, but I'm going to end up at Mesa going up against Higley. Hey, this is a big game, and Mesa, they're for real. I mean, I know they've struggled, and they had a coaching change over the last couple of years since they had that great state championship run, but this team is for real. They beat Red Mountain. They blew out Shadow Ridge. They beat Gilbert and Mesquite, who are 2 teams I feel are better than their records. Williams Field had a lot of trouble with them, and it took them a 50-yard field goal from Brandon Ruiz to go ahead and ultimately win that game. This is a big game for Mesa because they have Skyline, that you mentioned, one of the top teams in Division II, their final weeks of the season. Higley has a lot of firepower on offense. If Mesa takes care of business, they're looking pretty good going into that Skyline game, and they could have quite the high playoff seed and maybe make a run at this thing. Who knows? But they have proven they're for real, and I'm excited to see them on Friday night. That's it for this week's edition of AZ Audibles. Again, for Jordan, that's Eric, I'm Jared on Sports360AZ.com.